You're listening to another episode of Mr. Allard's Neighborhood. This is the place where you're entitled to Brad's opinion. And now for your host, Brad Allard.
Well, today we have one of my favorite outfits in the entire world, Next Step Women's Center all day. We have our friend Megan, who's been on before, and I get a lot of fan mail, said, all this
Sure.
stuff. And yeah, I said, a couple of talent scouts, from Hollywood, that kind of thing. Anyway, and we also have another guest, a new member of Next Step, Jana Myers, whom we'll talk briefly about where you came from, because we have a common background from BISD. And now that you've escaped, made your break, going into this particular service, I'm sure you can bring some of those skills forward.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you got to talk right into the mic, though, dearie.
All right, is that better?
Yeah, this is her first time.
Right.
She's a rookie.
I'm a rookie, so I'm new at
right.
this,
Forgive her, my vast listening audience. She'll get the hang of it. Anyway, we're going to talk about what they've been doing, and also about next Thursday, about their participation in that, and also other things. One in particular you want to stress is this new baby boutique. Well, it's not new, but you want to emphasize it.
That's right.
You want to build it up, and it's not the same thing as Rachel's Hope, as we'll make sure to make that clear, but this baby boutique that you have at the center, and also they always bring their stats, and I'm always impressed with the number of people they've served. The total number of visits for the first 3 quarters, it looks like you don't have to wonder what to do with your time. There's a lot there.
Yeah, we've been busy, and we've already surpassed we've already surpassed last year's numbers. So
even for the entire 12-month period?
Yes.
And as of today, you've already surpassed that?
Yes.
Well, we'll have to ask why about that. I mean, that's interesting because maybe the word's getting out. Maybe it's this podcast.
It's probably because we've been on Mr. Allard's Neighborhood. That's
Are you kidding
the
me?
reason.
My parents asked me, well, so what are you doing these days? Dad, I've been doing a podcast for over 3 years. Oh, yeah, that's right. Sure. Okay. What's a podcast again? They're a little behind the schedule. But when you talk about the sponsors, they really like it when y'all are on because they sponsor the show and they allow me to rant about Joe Biden every now and then. But this is what they really are paying for, is to promote y'all and others like it, like CrossFit Burleson, our friend Daniel. We know Daniel. You've known the Basins for a long time. CrossFit Burleson, 317 Southwest Wilshire, and they got the right facilities. They got the equipment. They got the training. They got the supervision. They got the whole 9 yards. So if you're looking for a pretty intense workout in a safe environment and a supervised environment, then CrossFit Burleson's where you want to do it. Also, Shandy Stogsdill with the Stogsdill Group. She can help you buy a home here in Burleson. Of course, where you taught, right? Was it Hike?
Yes, sir.
There's a lot of growth going on around there.
A lot of growth.
Yeah, and so Sandy's the one to talk to if you're looking to move around this area because so many of the houses are sold before they even come on the market. And so
The ones around our school definitely were going quickly.
Yes, yeah, and for a lot. I mean, and that's what I've been here 30-something years now, and that was a patch of grass for such a long time, and now it's this whole neighborhood, big school, all this other stuff. The old timers, when I talk to them, they're bewildered a little bit by how much things have changed. And I guess I'm an old timer now. I've been here since '91 and taught here since '88. Does that count?
That counts.
Do I get to get into the Bellyacres Club about how Burleson's getting too big? All right, I'm off the track. Anyway, also thank you to our friends at our place. I was there just today with the men in my Sunday school class. We go there every other Thursday, and we sit there and try to solve the world's problems, and it's really lots of fun. Or we talk about football. We get further with the football than the world's problems, but it's always great. The food's good, the service is good. It's a great place. I was there Monday. I'll be there next Monday. It's my office, so to speak. I don't really have an office outside of this posh and well-equipped studio, Local Legends with Taylor Perky.
Yes, sir.
Okay, there's a little plug for him. Anyway, so that's where I do my business when I want to meet people and talk about whatever and whatnot. So our place is a good place to do it. If you want to make the waitresses laugh, by the way, guys, ask them if Otto's there, and they'll burst out laughing because Otto is always, he's on this trip, he's on that trip. All right, so I don't want to hear about, how difficult it is to pay your sponsorship fees. Anyway, so no, he's exceptionally generous. Also, thank you to Wild Cigar and Culture. Jana, you cigar smoker?
No, absolutely not.
Well, just because you're a woman doesn't mean you can't be.
No, I just don't enjoy that.
Well, it's a good place for, even if you don't really are into cigars, because it's a quiet place. You can have a drink, you can watch the ball game in peace and quiet. It's not, when I say watch the ball game, it's not a sports bar. It's not like these others around here. It's just they got a screen, have the sound off, and you can actually have a conversation or do business. Maybe Next Step can do their next meeting there. They have a conference room.
There we go.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. It's a wild cigar, and and then see Megan there, like a little cigar and a whiskey in her hand, all this sort of stuff.
Sounds just like me.
Yeah. It's a place you could go and not be
Yes.
embarrassed, and Mama won't throw you out of the house.
Yeah.
It's definitely a thing that's up and coming. I know you hear a lot about cigar bars and stuff.
That's a good point because his cigar bar or his cigar humidor is huge. It's about maybe twice as big as this room here. And it's become the go-to spot for like cigar distributors and promoters. They about twice a month at least. They have some national brand that come in and they set up shop there for a special or whatever. He just had one about 6 days ago, I believe. Some particular brand of cigar, and they'll come in and do giveaways or bonus cards or whatever else you want to call it. But no, it's become like a must-go-to stop for a lot of these cigar vendors. So you'll get a really good deal. And if you decide, or anybody in your life decides they want to smoke a cigar, if you walk into the humidor, it's not like some teenage kid is going to say, hey, there they are. No, they get tobacconists, licensed, trained people, and they'll guide you to something that you might want, what kind of experience you want. So it's a pretty good deal. Also, Tiffany Griffin, Local Life Magazine, had the issues out. Their new one will be out probably in about 2 weeks. She's working on it right now. She reaches 30,000 homes plus because her mailing list is expanding. Plus, I've gone into several businesses in the Burleson area and I see copies on the counter or on the table or whatever. So are you familiar with Local Life Magazine?
Yes, when we lived in Burleson, we would get it in the mail a lot.
I've been trying to get her to expand it, and she's trying.
Right.
But it's like most businesses. You just grow incrementally, and she's done great.
I always enjoyed it because it highlighted our community businesses and the things that are important for us to support in our community.
You don't live in Burleson any longer?
No, we moved to Godley.
Okay. Well, we're going to have to try to get her to expand it. I know she wants to move into other markets as well, but that takes money,
Absolutely.
And so they are. But she's really good at what she does. And so if anybody's out there looking to advertise their business, the two best places I know of in this whole area is Local Life Magazine and Mr. Allard's Neighborhood. Anyway, so let's talk about y'all. I'll break away from myself for a few minutes and talk about y'all. Let's see. Well, first let's talk about you. I mean, you've been with this center about 3 months?
I started in June. I retired from the Burleson Independent School District in June. So I left that on I think it was a Thursday, and started with Next Step the following Monday. And so I love Burleson. I grew up in Burleson, and
you're a BHS graduate, right?
BHS graduate. My husband's a BHS graduate. And
Who's your husband?
Brian Myers.
Okay. Was he a ball player?
He played football.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, he played
Did he have a younger brother?
No, he has an older brother.
Okay, I'm thinking of some other Myers, but yeah, okay,
Has an older
close
brother,
enough. But that somehow that rings a bell.
So I've spent the last 18 years in Burleson ISD of my 28 years, and so love the school district, love the community, and just love the fact that I have another opportunity to reach out and help parents now in raising children, since I've been so focused on children, for 28 years. So.
But you probably bring a lot of that experience to Next Step, dealing with small children, and probably, for me, when I was dealing with parents, they were not that much younger than me. But you're probably dealing with parents that are like in their 20s.
Right. I've actually, I think it was probably the second or third week that I was there, and a client came in to pick up some diapers, and she was like, I know you taught at Hike Elementary. And so that's awesome to be able to see, some of the kids that I was involved with come back and raise their own children, and just to be able to impart some knowledge and stuff with them. So it's a great experience.
I'm glad you brought that up. I was going to ask, you encounter some of your former students or former parents? Well, former students, you've been 18 years, I guess, maybe some of the earlier kids you taught might be old enough to have children now, but
could be,
because I got some former students that are grandparents now, and I just find that amazing. A grandparent, you're a grandparent, I remember you some kid, but I'm sure dealing with small children and younger parents has been a great benefit to Next Step in helping out with their issues. And Megan's nodding her head like, absolutely.
Yes, no, she's a great asset because she has so much wisdom from what she's learned in all her time at the in education, and she has so much grace, and she's just this calming presence that I think is really encouraging to young parents or parents who are unexpectedly parents and now they're trying to figure it out. She's such a great resource for them, and her heart for our clients and what we do is just so huge and such an asset to our team.
Well, and probably the fact that when you're in a school teaching situation like we've been, you've seen a lot, and you're experienced a lot, and you also develop just enough detachment, I guess, to be able to function. Because I know how hard this job could be emotionally. That ever happened to you, where you just go home and think, how difficult this is, because you're dealing with people in crisis situations.
Right.
And we as teachers, that's not unknown to us. Now, it's not an everyday thing. It's not even a weekly thing, but it does happen. And it does help to have some background experience dealing with, shall we say, unexpected things.
Right. And one of the most recent classes that I taught dealt with your children in school and how to prepare them and reading to them and the importance of that. And so that's so awesome, because I have that experience and I can help parents know what's important to know before your kids start school and how to support them so that they'll be successful in school.
These classes you teach, what are the age of the kids?
Typically, we have two different types of classes. We have parenting classes that are available to clients that are pregnant, as well as clients that have children 36 months and younger.
Okay. And
then we also have prenatal classes that, of course, are just offered to our clients that are in pregnancy.
Okay, answer me this question.
Okay.
If this is just a wives' tale, so to speak, but when you read to your child while you're still pregnant, is that really effective?
It helps them because they hear your voice, and they learn your voice and that comfort that comes from your voice. And so then when they're born, they already are used to their parents' voices, and that's already a comfort to them.
Well, like when my wife was pregnant, the first time particularly, she said, "Well, I read to him." I said, "You won't know how to understand him," but she said, "No, the voice alone is what they need."
It's just that cadence of your voice and just that sound of your voice. And then when they're born, they're used to that, and that's what they hear. And that's where they draw that comfort from and that bonding that's so important at the beginning of a child's life.
And, my wife would read, Dr. Seuss, and I'm reading, the Federalist Papers to my son. I didn't think it worked out that good. He didn't understand them when it came out.
Right.
So anyway. But anyway, so that's really interesting. So you really deal more with the clients that are come to the place and they want to use your services, as opposed to what Megan and her crew does sometimes, which they meet them at the door and this is their first experience and they're trying to decide what to do. By the time you get them, they've decided we're going to keep this child and we want to do the best for them. So you're kind of maybe part two, I guess,
right,
step
absolutely.
2. But, Megan and crew does that.
But also we've had stories where a client was taking I just talked to one a while back where she was taking a prenatal class and a job was lost, or her ground just got shaken and she scheduled an abortion. This was a year or two ago that happened, but she's still taking classes. But she was like, I don't know if I can do it. And she came and talked to one of our education instructors, and because they already had that relationship, and we were able to encourage her. We were able to show her, you can do this, and we're here for you, and we're still here for her.
Absolutely.
And happily here for her. And so it takes the whole team on we're all fielding all of the situations.
Right.
Got to be utility infielders, as they say in baseball. You have to play a lot of positions at one time.
Yeah.
Now, we've talked about this many times. This is your fifth appearance here, or fourth. I don't know. I'll lose and count. Doesn't matter. But one of the perceptions that you want to make sure people understand about Next Step is that a woman comes in, and again, we say women because I was surprised how many older women were availing your services. I thought it would be, teenagers or young 20s, but no, last time you talked about how many in their 30s were coming in.
Yes.
But you also want to make it clear, the women have a choice of what they want to do. You're here to present the options and the possibilities of having a child and how not all is lost and that you could do this. But it's not a situation like we're going to lock this door behind you until you decide to keep the baby.
Absolutely. We are completely judgment free. We present the options, and then we also present the resources. And I think that the options and knowing the risks of every option, because there's hardship if you choose adoption, there's hardship if you choose abortion, there's hardship if you choose parenting. Like,
Absolutely.
Nothing's easy.
Right.
But we make sure we share all of that. But I think what helps so much is sharing the resources that are available within our community, within our area, region, and also within our center. And we had a client recently who came in who was going, I just don't know if I can do it. I just don't. She was 19 and she's like, I don't necessarily want to get an abortion, but I feel like it's my option, my only option, because I don't think I can do anything else. And we were able to show her the resources and talk through some options. And by the end of that appointment, she chose to parent, but it was because she didn't want to have an abortion, but she felt like she had no choice. And I think that's one of those spaces where we are able to be so much hope and help and provide the care, love, and support, because there are so many resources. We live in an amazing community where we're here to help, but we've got connections with we were just talking earlier about all the nonprofits in our area who are here to support the people.
And then that's when we step in, is once they make that decision to parent, is just to help them feel confident in that and to give them the skills that they need so that they can be the best that they can be for their child. Because so much that's where that fear and, what am I going to do? What am I do when they cry? What am I going to do when they're sick? And so our classes that we offer have such a wide range of topics that we take them from the moment they conceive all through their pregnancy, and then after their pregnancy through infancy, and into the toddler stage, and health and nutrition and safety and all of the things that help them to be the best parent that they can be. And I know one of the things that Susan Ford, the previous education director, used to say, and I just loved that she said that, and I'm like, I'm not even going to try to do something that's topping that, because she said we want them to fall in love with parenting. And so that's where we come in, is to help giving them those skills and the things that they need and resources through diapers and the boutique and the things that they can get for their child so that they can be the best that they can be for their child in every situation.
What's always bugged me personally about the public position, at least of the pro-choice position, is that they seem to make it sound like such a easy decision to make. At least celebrities or others talk about their abortions as if they were having a tooth removed, and that's about it. The experiences I've learned from y'all show that the vast majority of these young ladies are distraught. Even the ones that choose abortion are not treating it cavalierly as what you saw. I saw one egregious example. She's the Attorney General of New York State, and when the Dobbs decision came out, she was ranting about it and how she happily had an abortion when she was like 22. No one happily has an abortion. That's just
that's not what we see.
That's grotesque. Anybody really thinks that way is just inhuman. But what you see is a lot of women who are desperate and they think abortion's the only real choice they have, and maybe some, like your stats here, so some chose it, and it's unfortunate. But I just hate it when the public, celebrities, the public presentation of Planned Parenthood, it's like, it's no big deal. It's just another routine operation. No, it's not.
Yeah. I believe that the culture has there's a lot of words that they say about abortion, and then about us as pro-life. And one of those is that we're pro-birthers, and that we just want the baby to be born and we don't care after that. And that breaks my heart, because that's not it. And if you
we're not bad about that at all.
If you come hang out with us, you'll see that we're walking with women every day, and we're becoming surrogate families to people who don't have the support, and to people who do have families, but for whatever reason, they want to have the parenting classes and education that we provide, and they want the support from us, and of course,
even from the other mamas,
Yes.
and the other dads, when they take the classes. That's one of the things, and in a little while I've got some testimonials I'll share just from our clients, and so much of that is about just building that community and those friendships. And no matter what stage you are, whether you're pregnant, you have one child, you have 10 children, no matter what, you always have that ability to learn from others and to gain expertise from others, because it may be a situation that you're struggling with that another parent has already struggled with. And so that's what I love about our classes, is that we have that opportunity for that discussion and that interaction amongst each other. It's not just us standing there and showing a video and just showing a PowerPoint. It's all about getting them involved and talking to each other and learning from each other and just building those friendships through the classes.
Well, I would think almost 99.9% of your clients are coming to be talked out of certain things. They want to know if they have options. Probably, well, I don't know, maybe that's a high percentage, but I know a lot of them probably come there and say, I don't know what to do. I know abortion's available in New Mexico, I guess, or other states. I don't know the Texas law as well as I did about a month ago, because it seems to be changing. But, in other words, they feel like that may be their only option. You come in and say, no, this is what happens. And you're right what you meant about pro-birthers versus pro-lifers. When Dobbs came out, I made a whole show and said, look, guys, okay, you got what you wanted. We got what we wanted, okay? I'm pro-life, and I put myself in that position. We got what we wanted. Now it's our responsibility to make sure that child is taken care of until they're 18.
Yes.
Pro-life is such
Absolutely.
it's not just at birth. It's not just making sure they have diapers, but make sure they have a decent education and decent health care and all this other stuff. That's pro-life, and that's what y'all represent. Not just, okay, now the baby's born, whew, that's another one on the check block, and we'll just move on. Y'all don't do anything like that. And I've always admired just how complete and thorough your transition from a distraught pregnant young girl to a healthy baby and mother, and enough to 2 years old. Is that mostly the
It's
age
3.
cutoff? 3 years
It's
old?
3.
Yeah,
3
36
years.
months.
Okay, and then
right.
and so you establish the framework that they can build on for themselves.
That's one of my favorite parts of the day is when the mamas come in to go shop in the boutique or pick up their diapers, and I get to hold a baby. And that gives them a time to be able to go in and utilize the boutique and shop in there in peace and not have, and I just get to snuggle a baby. So that just makes me so happy.
Well, a little perk of the job, huh?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yes. Again, I want to watch the public media, in the liberal media, I guess, if you want to call it that. I just think they have such a wrong idea about what y'all do. And I think they do that intentionally because they want you to, people to have in their mind that it's some sort of racket that you're pressuring young girls to have a child and then whatever. And it infuriates me because I know after being around y'all and doing these shows,
That's nothing.
Yeah,
Nothing
Wow.
what
It
we're about.
infuriates us too.
well, we talked about that
have
last time,
some
right?
feelings.
We can get
Yeah.
pretty passionate about that topic.
Yes.
We talked about that last time. You were here about that NBC News report that was on the news right after Dobbs, and how some Texas legislator went down and found that this one outfit was, using these high pressure tactics, and and try to present that as that's the way it is. And I'm like, I was saying bad words to the TV.
Yes. And it's just not like that. And I read a report the other day that said pregnancy care centers provide like $2.9 million of services and help a year over the United States. And considering most of that is donor funded,
Absolutely.
pro-life people are paying to make sure that people have the care and the supplies. I don't know any pregnancy care center that doesn't have a boutique, that doesn't have classes, that isn't walking with women just like we are. And so it's like, we're so much more than what you see,
Right.
and we're not the thing that you think we are. Yeah.
Now, do you have connections with other like groups, other next step type groups in
Yes.
this area?
Oh,
Yes.
And y'all get
We have a
together and
Yes, we do.
We actually just attended a conference.
We did.
Full
We
of-
went to Phoenix with a whole bunch of other from all over the country. But I went to another training in July where I spent a lot of time with another person who does my job in Waxahachie, and our executive directors, the Fort Worth area directors, all kind of chat every now and then. And
it sounds like a party.
It is. It is.
And that's
Yeah.
what's so great is that you have that support system when you, especially for me being new to this job, is having some people that I can reach out to figure out, it's like, hey, how's this going for you? What's working great for you? And everything. And so just having that with someone and also being that for someone, I think is so important for what we do each and every day.
Well, I'm going to go through the second round of sponsors. I want to look at some of these stats and also this boutique that you're expanding, which again, vast
Yes,
listening
we're
audience.
so excited.
It's separate from Rachel's Hope, which it still always needs, donations and then
Yes.
and whatnot. But
and we can talk a little about Rachel's Hope then.
yeah, but this boutique
Yeah.
here, you have some stats here, also some stats about how many visits you had. That's an impressive number. And also the ultrasounds that you're getting more and more involved with. But anyway, let's Taylor, if you run through the second round, I'm sure you know Southern Gym. Have you ever been to Southern Gym, Jana?
I don't think I have.
Well, you need to go.
I need
No,
to go.
it's on
That
my. We're
sounds
gonna.
awesome.
Maybe we'll go.
Maybe
after
we'll go
this.
after this.
I need to go.
Yes, it's
We
on,
will come back summer, but
All
we
right.
may come.
All right.
We may go shopping.
It's on the top floor of the Windmiller Building, which is the where the Windmiller Building. It's on
Yes.
it's okay. It's on Hidden Creek, and it's in that same little area. They're building a third building there now. And she's moving down to the bottom floor, right next to that American Revelry restaurant.
Yes.
But that's still a couple of months away. There's all these papers she has to sign and blah blah blah. But she still has wonderful jewelry. Robin and my wife is going to be working there when she leaves school soon. She worked there this summer, and they went to a jewelry convention Monday. Does that sound like heaven?
Oh, how
That
fun!
sounds so fun.
A jewelry
What a
convention.
fun job.
I was like, yeah.
Look at jewelry all
yeah,
day.
that's what
Love
they
that.
did. Yeah. So anyway, Gayla is a member of my church at First Baptist and a really good Christian woman. So she'll be very glad to know that we're doing this. Also, thank you to Hotworks, Michelle Humphrey. She's got also a charity going on. She'll be on the show Monday to talk about her poker tournament she's having for brain cancer, glioblastoma. And I'm going to ask her why that particular one, and she'll tell us why. And we'll talk a little bit about Hotworks. Hotworks is an infrared working out system over on 731. You ever heard of it?
Yes.
Okay, it's become very, very popular, and has 11 different programs like yoga or bicycling or rowing or aerobics, whatever, typical workouts. But it's done with an infrared system, which maximizes the workout while lessening some of this body stress. So it's a really good thing, and the memberships are really cheap. So check her out and find out what's going on over there. Also, my newest insurance agent here, Melissa Harmon, over at Texas Farm Bureau at 682-804-0534. She's just started this. She worked for a while for somebody else. Now she's her own agent, and she's hitting it pretty hard. So anyway, if you need some insurance, call that number and check her out. She'll definitely give you all the support you need for that. And changing insurances or getting insurance may not be a real hot, exciting thing to do, but it's got to be done, and you need somebody to hold your hand. There's lots of little paperwork to go through that. All right. And also we have Danette Juster at Pinnacle Concepts. She is doing interior design. She used to do this in Colorado. She's moved here now. She wants to get this started. She also does a little commercial real estate. So if Next Step Air needs a redesign, she could do it, or interior design, and French colony or whatever, and whatever,
French
provincial. Yeah, it's
Yes.
French provincial. No, I don't know, but but she does really good stuff, and so there you have that. We have a couple of special things going on as far as the fundraisers. There's one, the Teen Challenge, which is in Euless. It's at the Texas Star Golf Course. This is for Teen Challenge. Melissa Harmon's running it here in the Burleson area. And the number to call if you want to join this golf tournament, or if you know somebody might, 817-685-7888. And it's a Teen Challenge is exactly what it sounds like. It's there for troubled teens and whatnot. So
It's an awesome organization.
You know this organization.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't know this particular one, but it's
heard a lot about Teen
it's
Challenge.
at least nationwide.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
This is
And I know people who came out of Teen Challenge who love the Lord and are doing great things, and it's a good one.
That's a good thing. That's one of the things like having guests on, because a lot of y'all know each other in the nonprofit world. Like we talked about before in the show, next Thursday, you're going to have a little reunion with all your friends here, because you're going to get about 10 to 15 minutes to go over your routine here about what you're doing with the money and where they can send it and all this other stuff, because it's North Texas Giving Day.
Yes.
How exactly does that work, by the way?
Well, North Texas Giving Day is, I forget the organization that puts it together, but it's an organization that's just set up to help nonprofits. And so they organize a big day, and you can go to the North Texas Giving Day website, and just, if you like dogs and you want to give to an organization that helps dogs, you can Google that. If whatever you're passionate about, they're going to have on their website something that you can connect with and give money to. And so the idea is just that they're connecting us with new people, and that we're able to raise funds for something that we need.
Well, why don't I ask for y'all, and if y'all are listening to this, I'll also be contacting, and I'll tell y'all now, your logo and where to send the money, the link,
Yes.
That's, everybody, I don't know if there's a special link for North Texas Giving Day, but you never know. One more thing, Taylor, the RISE seminar. I got Sarah Nicole Tynan coming on in about 2 weeks to talk about this mental health seminar over at Pathways.
Yes, that's going to be good.
You going to go?
I don't
be right
know
next
if
door.
I'm in town that day, but
Yeah.
possibly.
Well, we were talking with her, and I was talking to Grace Bransom, has her own little podcast on Monday, and people my age, we still struggle with accepting the fact that we might have to use help, access help for mental issues. The younger generation seems to be much more comfortable with it, which is, I think, a good thing. And so a lot of people, I would advise people my age that are kind of hesitant to get involved with taking care of their mental health to check this out. It's on October 8th on Pathway, 9 to 3. And there's no charge, but you need to sign up because it's limited seating. And like I said, Sarah Nicole Tynan with her little yoga class, she's telling me about that too.
Yes, and my friend Laura Miller is going to be doing Enneagram, which is a personality typing system that's been so helpful in me noticing what's a negative thought or negative pattern that I'm choosing, and helping me to kind of correct some of those things. Like, it's all mental health, but it's that going, I think this way naturally, but that's not what God says about me, or that's not healthy for me, and it's helped me a lot to grow. So that's going to be good. And I heard Jamie Lehman at Al-Khair, I can never say it right. She is emceeing. It's going to be good.
Well, she's emceeing. I know she was going to be there. I didn't know she was going to be hostessing it.
I think I saw that she was emceeing. I might be wrong. I'm sorry, guys, if I got it wrong. But I think that's what I read.
Well, Jamie Lehman.
No matter what, she'll be there.
Well, Jamie Lehman, for a lot of us here in Burleson's well known because she's such an outgoing personality.
Yeah, she's the elk mascot in high school, and she still knows.
And then you have your friend Laura Lingle's, how I remember her.
Yes.
So I always remember the maiden names. I have a hard time. No, what is? It's not Hollowell anymore. It's Swearingen. Say it right. But that's this old men.
That's a teacher thing.
Yes, it is.
That never goes away. That never goes away. I still see students out and about in public, and I still see them as who they were when they were in 4th grade.
Well, things have changed.
Yes, things have changed.
Well, let's talk about the boutique here. Now, you said when they go there, they get $75 of bonus bucks. Is that how it works? Well, you tell me how this works. I don't want to.
They earn the bonus bucks through the classes. And so if you take a class, you get $10 of bonus bucks. And then as you take them, you get to go shopping in the boutique. And it's all new items. And it's primarily supplied by donors who donate, who go shopping and buy us. Churches have baby showers, small groups do baby collections, and they bring those items and they're able to shop.
And we have like an Amazon wish list, and we also have a Target wish list where people can go on and purchase products that we know our clients are wanting or are popular products.
What kind of products are we talking about here?
Oh, there's all kinds of things. Literally, it's like going into a store, and that's the one thing that we're so excited about, the movement and the renovation, whatever we want to call it, of the boutique, is we're actually moving to a storefront several offices down in the same area where we are, so that when our clients come, it's literally going to be like an actual boutique. When they come in, it's going to be like a store, a shop. It's going to be set up that way.
Clothes.
There's clothes,
Right, okay.
Baby toys. Baby wipes go really fast.
Books. Yeah, baby wipes are a big one.
Yes.
Feeding products, breastfeeding products, play mats. Pretty much anything that you could want, or anything that a client would put on a baby registry when they have a baby. All of those things are available to them.
Well, even when my children were born way, way back in the dark ages, my kids are 30 and 27. Raising a kid was expensive, and some of that baby equipment, it's like, my gosh, am I buying a new car here?
It really is. And those toys and play mats and things, they go fast.
Right.
They go real fast.
Y'all have strollers or bassinets or anything like that?
We have in the past. Currently, we don't have those, but with the new boutique, that may be something that we make available.
Let's hope.
as well.
That's a big ticket item.
Well, one of the reasons that we don't always stock the bigger items is because if our clients take 12 classes, then they get a gift card to go purchase a car seat. It's for about the price of a car seat or a stroller
or
a playpen or any of those things. And so the idea is that you're going to buy your smaller things with your baby bucks or bonus bucks. Bonus bucks.
We've changed
the
name.
We're rebranding a lot of things because we're not just babies now. We've got some toddlers in there, and we want to make sure that we're bringing in toddler clothes and toddler toys too. But you can use your bonus bucks on the smaller things, and then you'll use those gift cards to go purchase the car seat that fits in your car or the stroller that works for you.
So if people wanted to help out, dropping off their old kids' clothes is not what you're looking
not
for.
Here.
No, not at our Little Steps boutique is only new items. But we do have Rachel's Hope Resale, which is just down the road on Wilshire, and they have we'll take all the used stuff over there. And our bonus bucks are usable also at Rachel's Hope. So if you go to the boutique and you don't see what you need, but you want to go, or if women, because we don't carry women's clothing at our Little Steps boutique, but if that's what they needed, then they can take those bonus bucks over to Rachel's, and we do give some gift certificates when they come for their visits for that also.
And I know one of the things that a lot of clients have asked me about is maternity clothes. So if you have old maternity clothes sitting around, please give those to Rachel's Hope, because I know a lot of our clients really would benefit from having those maternity clothes. And so, but like with the boutique, just for example, in the month of August, we offered 24 classes with a total of 367 participants that attended those classes, with around 15 to 20 attendants per class. So we gave out $3,670 in baby bucks in August.
And I'm looking at the boutiques. A little over $2,600 walked out the door last month. This number, Megan, you put down diapers, 116,000.
That's just the number of diapers we gave out this year. It's like a happy number to put out, but that's our year's worth of diapers.
Well, I was asking.
So far is 116,557. I don't know. I just like to say how many diapers we went out.
When they
I'm just thinking, is this August or?
No, that's the year. That's the year.
When they attend a class, they receive the $10 in bonus bucks, and they also receive a package of diapers every time. So if we had 367 participants attend classes, that tells you that we gave out 367 packages of diapers.
Yes.
Wow. I mean, that's a lot. I know that City Market's very helpful with this.
Absolutely, they are awesome.
And when Richard Branson owned the same thing, he was, I think, one of the creators of this institution back in the 80s. I didn't, when I first heard about it, I thought it was a more recent development, like in the late 90s, mid 90s. No, it's been going on since 86.
86, yes.
My dad and Richard Branson were really close. So
really, I'm good friends with his daughter. She was one of my first students, and she is a part owner of the studio, in fact. So it's interesting. But so to help out the boutique, what do you need to have happen?
Well, we have two ways right now. One for our North Texas Giving Day campaign, which is already open, even though North Texas Giving Day is September 22nd next Thursday, and I'll be back to talk you through that. Yes, but you can give money, and I'll put the link in the comments so that you can donate if you're like, let me send $30. Like, that's the way to do it. But we also, as we're redoing and renovating and getting our bigger space, we're going to need to fill the shelves of the bigger space. So if you're out shopping, you see something cute that you think a toddler, a baby would love to have, pick it up and drop it by the center, and we'll add it to our stock as we're reopening in October. So
with the North Texas Giving, we're looking at not only, like Megan said, not only creating a new and open and wonderful space for them, it's going to be needing the things to fill that. So if you give to that North Texas Giving, those are the things that we're looking to buy, is like the fixtures to make it look like an actual store, wall decorations, hangers. I mean, all kinds of things it's going to need to create it to look just exactly like a store. Because that's our goal, is we want our clients to walk in and we want them to feel like they're shopping at a store. We want that for them, and we think that that's important for them to have that atmosphere. And it's not going to be mom friendly, dad friendly. It's, both of them. A dad could walk in and use his bonus bucks and still feel like he's in a place that's appropriate for him to be. But we're also going to need the clothes and the, and the toys and the baby mats and things like that to fill it up.
You said you had some testimonials.
Oh, absolutely. So I reached out and just asked, I think it's so important for me to know what my clients like and what we can do to improve our program. So just here's 3 clients that gave me some information. She said, I enjoy getting to learn new ideas and parenting techniques from the videos as well as other parents during class. The classroom environment is non-judgmental, so I feel safe to share any triumphs or struggles. I like being able to use my baby bucks to shop in the boutique for clothing and other items for my babies. This really helps me financially, especially during today's time of inflation. And another client said, I love the support of other moms and teachers. I think we learn so much from talking about each other's life experiences and class topics. We're like a family where there's no judgment, just support, which is what we all need. Even though I have a big family, I still learn a lot from these classes, from the teachers, and from other mamas. I believe there's always room to learn. I love the boutique and how there's a little bit of everything and that it's all new and that we can get things for our kids. And the last one says, I love that when I come to shop, people treat me with love and respect. They are very informative and the boutique provides a large variety of items and things that I need to provide for my children. The classes have helped me become a better parent and be prepared for all the different stages in my children's lives. The bonus bucks allow me to buy things and I feel like that I'm helping to provide for my family. And so that's what our goal is we want to equip these parents with the knowledge. We want them to have the opportunity to talk to other parents and learn from other parents. And we keep talking about mamas and mamas, but we have daddies that are taking these classes as well.
Yes, we do.
And that's one of the things that we're looking to is how do we get our daddies more involved?
We've talked about that before, that this is not just strictly for the mother, but they also want to bring in the father in this. Absolutely.
And that's one of my goals as the education director is to have some classes that are just for dads. So that's something that we're looking to expand into is have classes for dads taught by men so that they have that same feeling that these mamas are telling you about. We want to give that same experience and that feeling to dads as well.
And I see the ultrasounds you performed, 554 thus far this year.
That's right, yeah.
What's the difference? What's an at-risk client?
An at-risk client is anyone who maybe they're going to be a single parent, maybe they're very young, maybe they're considering abortion, maybe their finances are very low and a very low income family. I'm trying to think of the other things, but those are the basics. If there's some way that they need help, then they're at risk, if that makes sense.
And I see you have 49 of your clients change their mind, that they were probably heading another direction, and they see their child and they see the outlines of that child, and it changes their mind.
Yes.
And some may think that's manipulating. I think that's valid information. They should know what they're doing.
Well, when the culture is telling you that it's just a blob of tissue and you look up at the screen and you see that it looks like a person, I feel like that is basic education, like basic information about human development, and the lie that it's just a blob of tissue versus it already it's already looking like a person. It's already got a heartbeat. Our heart is really to educate, and I think an ultrasound educates.
Absolutely. And I took great offense when they were trying to say that was a means of manipulating the young lady. And I said, no, the young lady needs to know and make a decision based on all the information. And obviously when they see this, it does affect their vision of what that child could be. And I think it's a great thing. And so that's amazing to me. Now, just look at the stats here. We also talk about the age of the women. Just eyeballing it, making a rough guesstimate. I bet it looks like over a third or over the age of 30.
Yes.
And so it's not just, some teenage girl in high school that, made a mistake or whatever. There's a lot of people. I'm sure you hear all sorts of different stories.
We do hear a lot of stories, a variety of and we do have clients who come in and they need to come in, so they want to have a baby. They got pregnant and they needed to get a proof of pregnancy because of their doctor, or they need to get on Medicaid, and so we do help our clients get on Medicaid, and those kinds of things. But that are just ready. But we do have quite a few that are not.
Yeah, and it's just I just look at all these stats. I mean, I'm just amazed really about how much different than what your reality is, as opposed to this false perception that's sometimes put on by the liberal media. And I think part of it isn't just because of what they stand for, but they know how much more effective y'all are than maybe the alternatives. They can't seem to wrap their heads around the fact that maybe a young woman might want to keep their child.
Yeah.
That's that's unheard of. And and they talk about its impact on politics and blah, blah, blah. I don't care less about that. I'm glad to know that we have a group here in town that's going to help, so many young people bring children into the world at least, and give them a good foundation to work from. And I guess another way of looking at it also is not all of these girls are destitute.
No.
Some may be in financial straits. I bet a bunch of them are.
Yes.
But not all of them. But y'all gave them the foundation they needed, regardless of their financial situation, to start.
Absolutely. And if you've ever, I was a young parent. I know, if you've walked through it, you know that every resource makes a difference.
How old were you your first child?
My 23.
Okay. See, I was 26.
Yeah.
And when Robin had her, and Robin was 26.
Yeah.
So, I guess that doesn't count as a young parent.
Well, I mean, I think, today it might.
Yeah.
But I think that being a parent of young children is hard. Mm-hmm. It's hard. And you're the whole time going, am I doing it right? And I had a degree with a lot of emphasis in human and child development. And I'm still going, am I doing it right? But having the support and people to walk beside you to say, yeah, sometimes kids are just like that. Sometimes they cry. But having that support makes a huge difference.
And that's what I love about classes. When I've taught the classes, I just love the fact that they have something and someone to look to. It's not just me giving them information. I ask lots of questions and I have them share their personal stories and their struggles and their triumphs and what they're going through with their children. And so that's, in your classes, your ages range in the classes to people who are very experienced with, maybe 5 or 6 kids to a newborn at home with a mom who's just totally frustrated. And so that gives them that opportunity to hear from other parents. And I love it when they're like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad that you're saying that because I felt like I was alone or I felt like I was doing something wrong. And so providing these education classes to them, it gives them information, but then it also gives them that feeling of other people are in the same boat that I'm in. And then I also loved it that a lot of them are stay-at-home moms. And I love the comment where she said, now I feel like I'm helping to provide for my family by taking these classes and earning these bonus bucks. I'm able to buy things for my child and help provide for them, with what I'm doing. And I love that we give them that opportunity.
As a former elementary school teacher, you know those first 3 years are so critical in a child's development.
Absolutely.
You don't get them back.
Right, absolutely.
And so, that's why, I'm so impressed with the full range of services you provide. Always have been. But every time, Megan shows up here and she's telling me, well, we gave away $2.9 billion diapers last week. It's like, wow, So I'm going to roll this up in a minute and I want to give you all the last words. But also I want to give you this, some swag, Mr. Allard Neighborhood cups.
Yay!
Are you a coffee drinker, Megan?
No, but I drink tea.
Well, you could do
My
that.
tea
I'm
will
a
go
coffee
in this.
There you
So-
go. I was going to give one to Summer too, so
okay.
maybe next week if I have any left. I've given away, I know, to some other groups, but no, this young lady named Mandy Harden with Creative Concepts by Mandy made these for me, and in this
Those are awesome.
beautiful hat.
I love it.
I love the color.
Yeah, green and gold. See, people say, Baylor. I'm a Baylor
there
graduate.
We go.
Yeah,
There we go.
yeah. So
You got to put those plugs in wherever you can.
yeah, I know. People say Baylor. I think I've heard of this, but anyway. I look forward to seeing you. Are you going to be here next week, or is Summer going to be, or all three of you?
I'll just come. I think
right.
next week.
Well,
I'll let the others off the hook.
all right. Okay, we're going to have set up for at least 2 guests.
Okay.
So it's not.
If Summer wants to
We can
come,
let
she
Summer
can.
Yeah, well, you never know. And,
Yeah.
Taylor says he's going to bring, a plate of crudités. But
You're bringing that for me?
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
Wait,
A little finger sandwiches.
thank you,
I don't
Mr.
know.
Allard.
Yeah, sure. Okay. Anyway, but thank y'all for what you do, and I'd like for y'all to have the last word. Which one wants to go first?
You can go first.
All right. Well, just thank you so much for having us here,
Oh,
and thank
it's
you
my
for giving us a
honor.
platform to do that. And just to anyone out there that's listening, if you're feeling those heartstrings or those tugs, we always are so appreciative of our donors. We could not do this without them. And so I'm just so excited of where we're going and what we're offering and what we make available. So just thank you to everyone who supports us. And just if you feel that tug, we would love to have your money.
We would love to have your
That's
money.
what I'm talking about. None of this, it's all right, guys, open up them wallets, cough it up. All right, that's what I'm here for.
Yeah.
Save the schmooze for later. Get those checkbooks ready.
We are so grateful for those in our community that support us. After the Dobbs decision and all the things that were being said on social media, we kind of braced ourselves for that Monday return. But we had amazing donors and pastors and people who just showed up that day to encourage us. And so we're so grateful for every person who prays, who
Absolutely.
gives, who encourages, who sends a card, whatever, because it empowers us, it encourages us to keep going, because it is hard. We walk through hard things with people, and it weighs on us emotionally, but we're so grateful that we get to be there in those moments. Like, that's my heart. Like, when I was in college and I was like, Lord, I want to be in ministry. And I really thought, oh, I'll just be at a church somewhere. Not just, I thought, oh, I'll be at a church somewhere. And we are, my husband's a pastor, but this is what I feel like ministry in the dirt, in the weeds really is, because it's just walking with people when they're hurting, when they're scared, when it's hard, and it's a blessing. And so everyone who gives and prays and all of that, you're in on it too.
Wow,
and
we
we're
couldn't do that
sweet.
without
Oh my
them.
gosh, you are making a huge difference in our community.
Yeah, y'all are making a huge difference in our community. Somebody's, it's one thing to give money, but it's one thing to, like you said, be there on the ground level. And we appreciate you both very much, and everybody else that works there. God bless you. You're doing the Lord's work, and I'm proud and honored that you're on my show. And I hope we have a really good, successful show next Thursday.
Yeah.
All right. And as far as the rest of the week, on Monday, like I said, I'm going to have Michelle Humphrey here for her brain cancer discussion. On Tuesday, it's an open day, so I may just rant and rave a little bit. Who knows? There's so much to talk about. I call Joe Biden the gift that keeps on giving. So, but we don't talk politics with guests,
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, and so we'll see y'all next week, and y'all take care.
Thank you.